Before I get to Meghan and Harry, Tommy, your reaction to Hugh Grant playing an Oompa Loompa in Wonka. We just had an interview with Dylan Postle, on behalf of dwarf actors, just saying not only did he have the audacity to take their coveted role from them, but he also has never stopped whining about it ever since. Is he the biggest whiner in Hollywood, Hugh Grant?
Well, there's a lot of whiners in Hollywood, so that would be a hard crown to put on anybody's head. So many contenders to discuss. But I will say this. Hollywood for a long time is like a snake eating its own tail. They want all of these diversity, equity, inclusion standards, but then they wrap themselves up in a messy bow because they can't figure out if they should discriminate against dwarf actors, or they should put more in, or who they're going to upset, or who they're going to anoint one day to the next. That's the problem. They decided that merit wasn't important anymore, and they decided that trying to appease everybody and to tiptoe around political correctness was the way they were going to go, and now they can't navigate the waters they've created for themselves. So I don't shed a tear for Hugh Grant. I don't shed a tear for Hollywood in general, certainly not Harry and Meghan. They are all products of the same disease, which I refer to as leftism or liberalism, but it can go by many names. Wokeism might be another name for that disease.
Wokeism. Let's agree on wokeism,
because I like so many people.
You and I agree about everything to do with wokeism. Quick reaction to Hugh Grant from you two, Esther. I mean, he's just a spoiled brat, isn't he?
I mean, this is the kind of the ungrateful sod section of the show.
Yeah.
Harry, Meghan,
yeah,
Hugh Grant, all
fit
into the same bubble. I feel sorry for him because he's someone who I think is a fantastic actor. He's had a very decorated career.
He always plays the same role.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
and as he says by his own admission, he's now too old, fat and ugly to play a romantic lead.
Yes, but he's still getting a role. This is the point. To then take the role, take the money, and then whinge about it, it's so disrespectful.
Kevin?
I think his finest role was Jeremy Thorpe, a British politician in a BBC series. But it does feel like he's ungrateful and privileged.
All he does
He's
is
taken
whinge.
the money. Now, perhaps he thinks an Oompa Loompa is beneath him. Maybe he wanted to be Willy Wonka himself.
Well, then let a dwarf actor play the role.
Yeah, but he is an actor.
Yeah.
You've argued many times.
Yes, I have, but I'm actually throwing back the hypocrisy of the Hollywood.
And then he'll come back to whinge about us about climate change and helping the poor and supporting Labour and all the things.
Let's go back to Tommy and talk about Harry and Meghan. I got to say, I did chuckle when I saw that the Hollywood Reporter had completely buried them as the biggest losers of the year, culminating in the South Park takedown, which made them a laughing stock. But I think that the reality is America's just seen through them, right?
Yeah, these two suffer from not only wokeism, but narcissism, and I would also say laziness. And that's proof in the Spotify deal that they had, where she failed to produce really any episodes. So that's their problem. They think very highly of themselves. They want both things. They want fame and privacy, but they also don't want to work very hard for anything beyond their royal titles, which they continually crap on. So they try to have it both ways. Yeah. Once again, I'll use the analogy, the snake eating its own tail. I do think it's interesting that Hollywood is turning on these two because, when they moved to the United States, they really were put out on a silver platter like we would be so happy to have them. I will tell you all, you can gladly have them back.
We do not want them back, thank you.
Absolutely not. No,
and I think I said to you before, Tommy, you Americans, you've sent two of your women over to our royal family, and it hasn't gone well. First one led to the abdication of our king, and the second one has nearly brought down the monarchy. So you lot are banned. No more American women in our royal family. You can keep them. Just to repeat what Hollywood Reporter said, after a whiny Netflix documentary, a whiny biography, Spare, even the title's a pouty gripe, and an inert podcast, the Harry and Meghan brand swelled into a sanctimonious bubble, begging to be popped, and South Park was the pin. A glorious assessment of these two little wastrels. Tommy, always great to have you on the show. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. Love your show, Outkick, on Outkick, so keep that going.
Thanks for being here.